Hi, third grade. I have my ice cream cones. I know a couple of you shared yours with me on Padlet, so thank you so much. I am going to go ahead and continue adding my ice cream. And so I have my oil pastels. Hopefully you're enjoying having those at your house and you're learning how to use them. So today you have the opportunity to think about different types of ice cream. I am going to demonstrate a couple varieties. I might even do some that are my favorite ice cream flavors just to show you. And even things like vanilla. Vanilla, I know we associate as being white, but we can add some colors in there that will give it a little more depth dimension. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with my first one. And I'm thinking about strawberry. Now, like I said, maybe mint tingling is your favorite, or maybe cookie dough, or cookies and cream. So many different ones. Someone the other day was talking about how it was cute. A kindergartner said, "Mrs. Berry, did you know that there's a superhero ice cream and it is the primary color?" So they were making a really fun connection with that. So once again, I am going to make sure that my oil pastel is nice and creamy and rich. Other things as I'm working, I want to make sure that with my ice cream, it doesn't have to be super like perfect in shape, because I know that ice cream is very organic. When you take a scoop of ice cream, it's not a perfect circle. So I'm okay with having some of my edges be a little more organic and natural. So my pink broke, but I can still use it. Okay, so I'm gonna do my base of my color. And then I'm going to come in with some reds and whites. So I'm gonna think about those strawberries once again. Very organic. They're usually tucked under and in. I like things in my ice cream like this, whether it's chocolate or peanut butter or cookies. Okay, so you kind of just sit back, look at it. Do you like it? Are you pleased with it? And then white is once again a great color to add some lights, some highlights. I like to make some of my pink a little what do I want to say, less intense, so the white will just tone it down. It'll make it a little lighter. So for this week, I want you to have some fun exploring and experimenting with your oil pastels and making different ice creams. So I am going to continue working. I wanted to just show you one of these. Remember, I'm just kind of using the very tip of my finger, doing a little blending. Okay, I'm also gonna come in here and I'm gonna do my cherry stem. And I love adding that little highlight in the cherry. It really brings it forward. It makes it look very realistic. So I want you to have fun. I'm gonna continue working so you can watch me work, and I hope this gives you some great ideas. Remember that word monochromatic, mono meaning one, chromatic meaning color. So even if, let's say I want to do a mint tingling, so it's a green ice cream with some chocolate chips in it, I am going to think about light greens, dark greens, and then I can add those chocolate chips as I work. So I'm going to continue. Grab your oil pastels, work along with me, or experiment and explore, and then I will be back with the next part. All right, friends, have fun. Okay, third grade, so hopefully you enjoyed making your ice cream. There were a few times instead of rubbing, I would just kind of tap my oil pastel. So especially like for my chocolate chips, because I wanted to give it a little blurry look instead of it making it look like a big dot. So hopefully you had fun. So I have strawberry, I did mint tingling, I tried doing like a chocolate. And then over here, I was thinking like vanilla, maybe it has some swirls of caramel, but even just that vanilla and adding some different colors to just add depth. That is perfectly fine. Okay, so the last part that you will do is you're gonna come up with one color. I would suggest not using brown, okay, because your cones are peach. I would choose a color that maybe you haven't used very much and do a horizon. So I'm thinking, because I have not used any blue in this, I'm thinking about doing a dark blue for the bottom horizon and a light blue for the top. So when you do this, I'm trying to think here. I'm gonna start on one side, and when I reach a cone, I'm gonna stop, I'm gonna pick it up and move it over, stop, pick it up, move it over, stop, pick it up, move it over. Okay, so once you create your horizon, then very carefully, I am not going to outline like right on my ice cream cones. I'm just gonna kind of do it around them. If there's a little space between, that's okay. The last thing you want is your background to look like it's smearing into your ice cream. Okay, so after you create those lines, use your oil pastel, and I like to go in one direction. So I'm thinking about going horizontally to go with that horizontal line. And I'm going to work. Now, my pastel, once again, I have a habit of breaking them accidentally. I probably put too much pressure on them, but I do like my oil pastels being really rich in color. So I'm using kind of the side of it. So I'm getting more coverage. Now, I'm also not super worried about some of those little tiny specks of white showing. I can fill those up in a little bit. Here. Okay, now using my finger, I'm going to just very slowly, once again, I'm going to kind of drag my finger along the edge of my blue around my cones, and then if you notice, as I'm blending, you have to be in control. You don't want to sweep on your cone. I'm just going to very carefully blend these other little areas. And I like using my finger in a horizontal way so it gives some movement. Now, even though I'm going to use the light blue for my sky, or my background, not really a sky, but my background, I'm going to add just a teeny bit to this lower half. Just dust it in. I say dust because I want you to think of just a little bit. So I like to, and because it's on the blue, it's not going to be as light. Okay, so once again, I can just do a little blending. I have a little brown on my finger. If a color gets in there, you can just blend it, make it look like it's part of your design. I have a little brown in there. That's okay though. If you look at Wayne Thiebaud's artwork, there's so many colors embedded in his work. He was really known for his vivid colors. Okay, so I'm done with my the lower half. I'm gonna actually spin this around. I'm And once again, I'm gonna go around my ice cream. I do not want you smearing your background onto your dessert. So really pay attention to your artwork, okay? I almost have this like little outline around it. If you need to, if your hands get really messy and you're afraid to start blending again, you can go rinse them, get them cleaned up. I also should have put a placemat here because I'm definitely getting oil pastel on my counter, but everything is washable. Okay, these surfaces are. Okay, so now let's see if it's light enough. It is very close. So as I'm working, I might make some changes. I'm still gonna go with this blue because I started, but I'm thinking I'm gonna add a good amount of white in it just to make sure that my blues are separated. So even as an artist, I want you to notice that I'm constantly evaluating. I'm constantly looking, saying, what do I like? What don't I like? What do I wanna change? What could make it better? So that's part of the process. I never want you to feel like you have to go right in and expect it to be perfect. As I'm working, I'm realizing, oh, you know what, I think this will make it better, or I think this idea will really help my work. So this will take a while. I mean, I've spent quite a bit of time on this as far as especially like videoing it, and I did a time lapse, so I mean, it takes time. What I get done in a little time lapse is a lot longer than it shows. So if this is something you start one day, tuck it away, come back to it. So enjoy the process of it. So we are going to finish with this piece of art for the next couple weeks. You have plenty of time to hopefully work. And then we're gonna be doing something really fun in the weeks to come. I think you will enjoy it. I'll be sending home a couple of different supplies for you. And so watch for those in a new video, but it's still gonna have something to do with a tasty treat. Okay, all right. I do have some areas that I haven't finished, but that's where I'm gonna add my white. So remember, white, when you add it to any color, it does make it lighter. I also like sometimes adding white because when you use it with oil pastels, it just smooths things out. So when you put an oil pastel on top of another, it does help it blend. Fingers are getting messy. All right, friends. I hope this inspires you. It's making me hungry too. All right, have a wonderful day. Share these. They're gonna be spectacular, so make sure you share them with me. All right, I hope you all are doing well and enjoy. Bye-bye.